Welcome. Thought I could sneak a drink before I started. Hello, members, 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 members. We are in a very, very powerful place today. We are in a very intentional place today, a very deliberate place today. This is going to be life changing. So I'm so happy that you are here. Let's get right into it and get you tuned in to your success timeline. The art and science of luck. Now, first, I want to welcome you to the art and science of luck. I am here outside in the beautiful park. It's a Japanese park, and I really love to sit out here. I want this to be a little nudge for you to spend more time in nature, because as much as you're learning about all the modalities, mastering your mindset, you need to also support your mind in that transition of abundance. And what better way than to spend that in nature? What better way than to invest your time taking your shoes off, sitting in the grass, drinking a green juice, a smoothie, and really looking after yourself? So let's talk about it. This is going to help you understand the power of luck in your life. This is going to break down the concept of luck. Now, I had a totally different concept of luck before coming to this realization. And we're going to break down luck into actionable steps. We're going to share personal stories, and I'm going to introduce you to the deliberate law of creation. So, if you're new here, my name is Golden. I have over a decade of experience enhancing businesses, leaders, brands, organizations. I have an array of accomplishments on my timeline, and it's pretty big deal. Once I broke it down, it's a pretty big deal of all the accomplishments I have because of where I started. So I've been on my own since I was 15. I have not had the privilege of family dynamics, of positive relationships. I am completely on the opposite side of that. However, I seem to have found myself here today. Now, many people call me lucky, but I never aligned myself with luck. I would never call myself lucky until today. I would say, yes, you know what? I am lucky. I'm lucky because I learned from every experience. I understood my subconscious mind. I created opportunity through preparation, and I know my goals and pursue them relentlessly. That is the acronym of luck. Now, another mentor of mine had introduced luck to me as well. And they were like, "Do you feel like you're a lucky girl?" And I was like, "No, because I feel like luck is this, man in the sky waiting to bless you with some opportunities. I think luck is like, oh, going to gamble and you get that one sliver of opportunity to win a bunch of money." I really didn't see luck as a positive thing. I saw it more so as an excuse. And I always felt like, no, I'm not lucky because I actually had to work my butt off. I actually had to apply myself. I actually had to fall down many times and start over. And then this is when they told me, yeah, then you are lucky, because luck is labor under correct knowledge. And when they said that to me, I said, yep, I'm lucky. There was a whole lot of labor in my journey. And what I realized is when I wasn't lucky, that's when I also created a lot of bad luck scenarios. And I would like to say now, yeah, I've always been lucky. And when I wasn't, I feel like I lacked these three things. So I have a list right here. Let me share that with you. The things that I lacked was understanding. I didn't fully grasp its situation or my potential. There was moments I would miss opportunities, miss connections, because I didn't speak that language of confidence, of certainty, of yes, I'm showing up for this intentionally, so this is what I want to happen. There was a lot of times that I didn't understand my situation. And I know you could probably relate. A lot of people are afraid of putting themselves in situations that they don't understand. But I've been in so much situations that I did not understand, that actually gave me the power of experience, of awareness, and allow me to really place myself in the future in an even better situation, because now I know what not to do. I think in life, if you go through any challenges, if you're in a situation, you're gonna want to know what not to do. And what better way to learn that than in real life, as your experience, as someone moving through that yourself? We don't want to be taking on other people's experiences, especially when they're negative, because this is our timeline, this is our life, this is our embodiment, and what other people may go through doesn't mean I'm going to go through as well. And that is a very, very strong point I want to make to you today. I've been in a lot of environments where I have come out lucky, safe, and happy and carefree, where a lot of other people would go through the same thing and came out the complete opposite. So I really do value my experience, and I really do value when I am in a situation I didn't grasp the situation, I'll do it again the next time, because I'm not giving up. I'm moving along in my timeline, and there will always be other stops, other signs, other opportunities that are like-minded. The second one is subconscious drivers. My subconscious mind was not aligned with my goals at the moment or at the time, because I was living for other people. I was living for the idea of things. Oh, you're supposed to do this when that happens. You're supposed to be like that when this happens, right? I'll give you a story. And it was actually early on in my life where I was not aligned with my goals, but there was something in tuned with myself and my awareness that I should not go to law school. So for the first 15 years of my life, I was everything law. I was the dictionary, I was Black's Law, I was a Canadian Charter of Rights. I was in law. I know my law, and it was really really profound to be in that place, because it did develop me to the person I was. Imagine being 11, 12, 13, 14 years old, and you go in a law camp and you're learning about the law, and you're getting into like this really serious realm of life. I didn't have a balanced life. I feel I was very serious a lot, and I feel like because I was learning law is a very serious subject. So then there was a time where we're finished high school, it's time to choose our course, right? I just had a flashback, a very vivid flashback of all the times that I was left alone to read my law books and dictionaries. In my free time, I was learning about nature. I was reading the encyclopedia with all the points and names of all these Latin words and pinpoints of what they are. And then I would go to my journal and I would draw. I would literally journal business ideas for a fashion line that I wanted to do. It was called Total Spunky Monkey. And I would draw these amazing shoes, these amazing clothes, and that's when I learned I didn't want to do law. So this was when I was 16 years old. I kind of started thinking, I don't want to do law anymore. However, I had a deep, deep, deep-seated root that I was supposed to be a lawyer. I mean, I was primed and primed to be a lawyer. And that's when I started to have to really analyze myself. And I went to my guidance counselors, I spoke to random strangers, I spoke to people, because I ultimately didn't have no one who was on my side of what I wanted to do and was doing my research at the time. And I was so happy I did that, because I got to listen to a lot of people's perspective in life. However, none of them really helped me make a decision, except for when I went to my guidance counselor. My guidance counselor told me, whatever you do, do what you love. Has never left me till this day. And I felt that because I saw everything around me. People were sad. People were very low vibrational. They're very, I give up, I'm just gonna do what I'm told type persona. And I felt that as a child. I felt the sorrow, I felt the misery, and I was trying to really figure out, what is this sorrow, what is this misery, what caused it? And it was because people lacked doing things that they liked. So guess who upped and leave at 15 years old because the environment she was in was not conducive to where she wanted to be. It was abusive. It wasn't the best environment to cultivate and grow into the woman I felt inside of who I was, the potential that I had. because I was left alone a lot, I got to be alone with myself and got to get to know myself and develop this relationship with myself. And I know a lot of people don't get to do that because, they have a big family or their family's very involved in their life where they're now living for their family. I was aware of what my parents wanted for me, but I wasn't tuned into that. They didn't get me, they didn't embed me deep enough into that soil of what they wanted me to do because of the lack of other things in life. And so my subconscious mind at the time wasn't aligned with my goals. But at that moment, when it was time to choose the university to go to, I did both. I got into law, pre-law, because of all the back end like courses I did, I guess. And then I also got into fashion school. Guess who went to fashion school? People were telling me, Golden, don't do fashion, there's no money there. I also wanted to be a chef at a point in time. Don't do it, there's no money there. I want to be a vet at a point in time. Don't do it, there's no money there. You're gonna be struggling. You need to be a lawyer. And the thing is on TV, I saw people thriving in fashion. There was America's Next Top Model at the time. There was all these things, but one thing I wanted to do most with my life was to create. I wanted to create sets. I would find myself writing stories and have this huge imaginative space created, and I would act in those spaces in my head, of course. But lo and behold, years later, I am now a part of the union. I'm an actor. I'm in ACTRA. I've developed my own shoe line that got presented and worn on BET networks, MTV networks, CTV networks, celebrities, hosts. Okay, I got this. I made this happen through the choices that I made in my life. So I say all that to say is if you are aligning yourself with other people's opinions and advice, you're never going to get to where you need to be. You're never going to be lucky, right? You're never going to be lucky. So understand your subconscious mind and align them with your goals. The last one that I lacked was variety of perspective. I wasn't seeing the bigger picture at the time or exploring different viewpoints. And these were moments where I noticed, looking back, I was like, I should have done that more. And I feel like now that's why I'm such a perspective driven person. I'm such a viewpoint driven person. Like before I make a decision, I think about it 55 different ways. 55 same ways in the same perspective or pool, and then another 10 ways in a different perspective or pool. So kind of like a graph chart, if you think about it, there's like, circles and they're all like attached to like this one thing, but there's so many different ways to do it. That's my brain now. And at the time it wasn't developed because I was in survival mode. I was a child, paying rent, going to school, working 2 jobs, figuring out my life, figuring out how I was going to make fashion my lifestyle, how I was going to make this career my lifestyle. And I got to be a buyer. I got to fly to different countries and choose vintage clothing. I got to forecast trends in fashion development companies. And that's when I learned in fashion that they literally plan 5 to 50 years ahead. And I was like, hey, I need to get into that mindset. I need to plan 50 years ahead. I need to knock this down. And I love the fact that I went to school. I have 2 degrees. I have one in fashion business and one in interior design. And I love the structure that I got from it. I know a lot of people I've been hearing, they say school is a waste of time. School is not a waste of time, okay? It is not a waste of time. It's a waste of time if you just fly by. So my marks in school were actually mediocre, but it was because I knew I was learning the theory and the process and the information of things. I was learning. I wasn't just filling out papers and filling in the blanks and off memory. I wanted to learn this. I wanted to embody it. So I want you to know, when you first learn something, you're gonna fall off you're gonna fall off the bike a few times. You're going to, be wobbly at first, and you gotta keep going. You gotta keep it as a process. So whenever I was in school, I wasn't like, oh my gosh, I got a D in this class. Girl, I passed. I was fine. I was like, I passed, I'm good. But I learned it. If anyone wanted to quiz me right now on anything and come up with my own perspective and my own knowledge of things and how I see it with my own advice and opinions and perspective and just various ways, I can do that. I can chart it out, I can write it out, I can walk you through it, I can teach you. And if you can't do that after you go to school, you did not attend school. If you can't literally sit down with someone and say, okay, I'm going to take you from A to Z, then school was a waste of time. But for me, every course I made, I can teach it back. And that is the power of intentionally creating from your life and being an active participant. But I digress. Let's get back to the variety of perspective. I wasn't seeing the bigger picture at the time, and now I see the bigger picture. I live in the bigger picture. Every choice I make is from the bigger picture, and this is where lucky is definitely a part of my life. So the moment I mastered my subconscious mind, everything changed. I entered a timeline of success. I saw results, and I had huge positive pivots. When I made a mistake, I was not set back 3 steps, and if I was set back 50 steps ahead because of the change of my subconscious mind. So opportunities started landing in my lap. Last minute chances came my way. Chance as in I would be somewhere and then someone would be like, hey, you want to model for me in Fashion Week? True story. I was like, okay. Hey, you want to be a finalist in Miss Universe Jamaica? True story. Going there next month to compete. So I do live a lucky lifestyle. I know what I'm talking about, and I really want you to experience that too. So I was ready for them because I have prepared. I was ready for them because I learned. I was ready for them because I've taken initiative in my timeline. I was aware of other people's timeline existing, other people's opinions, other people saying where I should go, where I should turn, but I knew my success on this timeline was inevitable. So the problem with creating from current circumstances, which I know a lot of people do right now, I used to do that when I was younger and when I wasn't aware of my subconscious mind. Many people create from their current circumstances, and that can either prepare you for destruction, block you from your next opportunity. And let me break down 2 points. So creating from fear and limitations, you allow your habits and behaviors to dictate your choices. If you allow your habits to dictate your choices, you are creating from fear and limitation. If you make excuses and create barriers for yourself, you are creating from a fear and limitation. So how do you get out of this? What does that look like to live in a lucky mindset? Creating the awareness with confidence. So you're aware that your fears are there, your limitations are there, but you do not let them control your actions. So this can look like something like, right now I have a presentation to do, I'm so nervous, I don't like public speaking, people are going to make fun of me. It's like going to the bathroom for 2 minutes and doing EFT tapping and preparing yourself for that presentation. That's the difference between someone who lives and operates and creates in fear and they're unlucky, right? Because if they didn't do that, they'll go on stage, they're sweating, they weren't prepared, they're not in a peaceful state, in a mindset to really cultivate confidence and portray their message to the audience that they're standing in front of. However, the other person, which I feel like was me all the time, despite being fearful, I can go off the top of my head. Anything you want me to talk about, I can go off and talk about because I was in a confident and peaceful place. So another thing about a confident person who experiences fear and still creates luck is they prepare for the unknown with unshakable confidence. They attend and create from activities that really align with their vision. Despite this thing happening, they know doing the opposite and continuing anyway is going to create results. That's the difference between a lucky person and an unlucky person. So I want you right now to really reflect. Are you lucky right now? Are you operating from a lucky mindset, or are you operating from an unlucky mindset? And this is why it's so important to answer this question, because once you are aware, you can now make that pivot. If you are not aware that there is a door you need to walk through to get to the other side of success, then that door is going to stay shut for the rest of your life until you come to the awareness and acceptance that you are an unlucky person with an unlucky mindset, and you know you can do the work. I want you to know, no matter what you're experiencing right now, negative, you can always pivot out of it. There is always a solution. So portraying the awareness that yes, I am unlucky isn't going to lock you in this cage forever. It's actually going to pivot you into a door of what you need to do next. So think about that right now. So excuse me, let's get into the law of deliberate creation. The law of polarity is number one. Understand that everything has an opposite. By recognizing and embracing both sides, you can create balance and attract positive outcomes. So, like I said, to get into a lucky state of mind, you need to be aware that both things exist: the good, the bad, the ugly, and a whole lot more. Which one are you going to focus on more? Because right now in this moment, that thing did not happen. It's not done. It hasn't happened. You may think it has because of your belief and identity embodiment, but it hasn't happened. So now that you know it hasn't happened, what is the outcome you really want to choose? This is what a lucky person would do. They would think of all the different ways of it going, but guess what? They're going to only focus and embody the positive one and the positive outcome of it and operate in that manner. The law of attraction. Focus on positive thoughts and intention. What you think about, you bring about. Your mindset attracts everything, experiences and opportunities. So I'm speaking from experience, okay? And when I got into certification for modalities of mindset reprogramming, mindset and success, and a whole bunch of other things, I'm like, whoa, I've been doing this whole time because I went through that dark forest. I went through that dark forest. I know exactly where you are. I know exactly what you're going through. I know exactly what you're thinking, but I want you to know, be stronger than your strongest excuse. You are what you attract. It was hard for me to accept that once upon a time. I was like, no, they're just mean. They're just this, they're just that. No. You are what you attract. If you go out in the world expecting bad things to happen, it's going to happen. And how you get out of that is law of attraction and law of action. Law of action is my favorite one because it actually keeps you moving. Even when you feel like you made a mistake, it will keep you moving forward. It won't have you stuck in that state of mind. Law of action is taking inspired and consistent action. It's very crucial and not enough to really overwork you, right? Action is just not work. It's aligned action. It's deliberate creation. And I have a course on this that breaks it down as well. It's called The Art and Science of Deliberate Creation. But you must also act on your intentions to manifest your goals. You must also act on it. You can't just sit down and woo land and say, this is going to happen. I'm going to be a millionaire and not put in the action. However, everyone's action is different. So do not attach yourself because someone else is doing a strategy. You need to do it. You need to first understand who you are and master your subconscious mind for things to actually happen in your favor on your timeline. So here are some micro habits to start becoming lucky. Daily reflection. I used to sit every single day obsessively and really think hours on end of the day and how it went. But however, I want you to spend just a few minutes, okay, each day and reflect on what went well and what you learned. Write this down in your timeline audit book. What went well and what you learned. I used to ask everyone this all the time when I met them. Like, oh, what was a favorite part of your day, right? What did you learn today? I love to ask people that because I want to know what their lessons were. I want to know what they're learning in their life. And a lot of them were not tuned into that timeline or that awareness. They were actually like, whoa, I never thought of that before. Or, I don't know, was most of the answer. And that's when I learned, okay, law of polarity. This bad thing happens. Is this bad thing's here that I don't want to be aligned with? I don't want to not know. I don't want to be unknown, right? I want to pivot into clarity, into focus, into next steps. So that was my experience in life. I would see examples of what I didn't want and I would always pivot to the opposite. If I saw someone doing one thing, you best believe I'm doing the opposite. No matter if it made sense or not, it always worked out in my favor, and that's where luck really happened. So the next one is gratitude practice. Write down 3 things that you're grateful for each day. It may sound mundane. It may sound like, oh, of course I'm grateful. But are you really? Are you really thinking and operating from that place? Because if you were, you would be lucky right now and things would literally just fall on your lap. True story. The next one is set intentions. Begin each day by setting clear intentions for what you want to achieve. I usually do 1 or 2 because so much can happen in a day. And when I get those one or two done, it gives me a boost of confidence that yes, I am actively participating in my life. Things are moving out in my favor. I am here, I am ready, and even if I take a break one day, I still have an array of alignment of actions that I took and intentions that I set for myself and completed for the future. So if you ever, feel guilty about taking a break, it's because you're not, your mind, your subconscious mind knows you're not putting in the real intentional work. You are intentionally following other people's opinions and advice, and it knows what you want. It's your instinctual GPS that nobody knows about, only you. So that's why when you feel like you're taking a rest, you may feel guilty because you actually aren't living in alignment. You actually aren't living in your authentic timeline. Okay, crazy but true. And once you really get into this awareness state, you are going to pivot yourself into an abundance of luck. It's so real. So the next one is prepare for opportunities. Have habits where you're preparing for little opportunities throughout the day. Regularly update your skills and knowledge to be ready for new opportunities. So the beginning of the year, I took 3 courses. I took IBM AI Prompt Engineer course, I took a talent acquisitions course, and I took IBM Enterprise Design Thinking course. Why? Because I want to work with stronger organizations, and I want to equip my clients into their next best phase of growth, of success, of legacy. So not only do I start on the macro level of A, B, C, D, E, F, G, the simple, fundamental, essential things, but I want to scale with them. I want to grow with them. I want to be with them for 20, 50 years ahead and have their business and their life in top priority with unshakable confidence. So I prepared for this. And lo and behold, it really just aligned me with amazing things that at the time when I was doing it, I was like, why am I doing this? This makes no sense. I'm a mindset coach. I, work with people's subconscious mind. I do hypnosis. I do goal planning and remove negative beliefs and limitations from people. What does this mean? But that is when I learned that business owners, leaders, creatives, influencers, they all suffer from limitations. And they also suffer from the actual strategy needed to build a successful company, because a lot of people are starting their business without going to school. Now, let me talk about this for a second. School is an amazing place to learn the fundamentals and essentials of things. If you are starting something and you didn't go to school, put yourself in a course or certification, something online that is aligned with what you want to do, because you're just going to be following a whole bunch of free videos that won't align you in the depth of where you want to be in your legacy timeline. Yeah, you'll get some wins. It'll be a side hustle, but you'll still be hustling. Now, if you want to be in a realm of peace, abundance, ease, flow, success, and it's just a lifestyle, you got to do the work. And this is what the work I'm talking about. Prepare for your opportunities. If you know you lack in something, hire someone to teach you. Find a mentor to walk you through it. Invest in yourself. Get a course. And I'm so happy you're here because clearly you're on the right track, right? Invest in yourself to get that deep understanding of what you need to do next. That's what school really shows you. And I believe that a lot of online schools and online courses, they're great, but to have that one-on-one connection with the person teaching you, the person who walked that path, the person who lived in many timelines and understands perspective and the intention and the art and science of things, is where you're really going to get some deep wisdom that's unshakable for the path and journey that you're on. So the last one, surround yourself with positivity. Engage with people and environments that uplift and inspire you. Figure that out. For me, when I was younger, I used to just love to be in the forest, in nature, because that's where I was usually left most of the time. And I'm so happy for that, because I got this bond where anywhere I go in the world, all I need to do is find a tree and I'm happy. I'm grounded. I'm ready for anything, right? A lot of people, they need like this specific perfume or this specific clothing or whatever it is, and that may not be abundant in all parts of the world. But if you can ground and put yourself in nature and positive environments that are accessible worldwide, do it. It's going to put you in such an amazing place for the future. So far, I want you to put in a chat, what aha moments have you had about yourself? Where are you right now in your timeline? Are you in an unlucky realm? Are you in a phase where you have a balance of both, but you want more luck? Or are you just extremely lucky and you feel super validated for watching this video? I want to know. Let me know. And if you have any questions, do ask away. I am here to support. I'm here to get you some deep knowledge into tuning you back into your timeline of success. I want you to know that you do not need to follow anyone. Your timeline is yours. Your life is yours. Make it your own. It's cool to get some little nuggets and sprinkles from along the way, but don't make it your identity if it's not aligned with who and what you want to be. So, if you're ready to take your understanding of luck and deliberate creation to the next level, I want to invite you to check into a refining suite. We have a library of refining resources to support you. If you have a day pass today and you got this course and you are like, I need more of this, I need more insight, I want to invite you to submit an application. Here you will see personalized strategies and support to unlock your full potential and create a life of success and results. What I know now is I can wipe off 10 years of setbacks from your life and put you on an accelerated timeline of success. And if you're ready for real results, if you're ready to have a lifestyle of luck, I want you to know it's real. I want you to know no matter where you are, it can happen. Little old me, where I'm at right now, is phenomenal. It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. Okay? So, again, any questions you may have, I'm here to support. Thank you so much for tuning into this, and I'll see you in the next course. I would definitely recommend you for your next course to tune into the art and science of deliberate creation, where I break down everything that I talked about more and allow you to get into the insights and actionable steps of deliberately creating your best life. Because success is a lifestyle, honey. It's not a phase. It's not a thing that just happens once in a while. Luck is a lifestyle. It's not a phase. It's not just something that happens out of nowhere, right place, right time. Luck is you learn from every experience, you understand your subconscious drivers, you master your mind, you create opportunities through preparation, and you know your goals and pursue them relentlessly. I'll share you the last one with luck as well, what my mentor told me: labor under correct knowledge. If you don't know, you can't do. You may know a strategy that may work with what you're going through right now. You may see someone having success in that realm or that timeline, but that's not your timeline. It's an observatory state to be in and say, yeah, that can happen to me. Great. But you also need to understand and master your mind. So the art of deliberate creation will help you with that, along with a lot of mindset mastery courses in House of Gold. Anyone who checks in with their baggage of limitations, excuses, the I don't know, the what next, and they check out with unshakable confidence, interrupted mindset blocks, and a clear and definitive path that's unique to their timeline that they confidently wake up every day and pursue. I want this for you. And if you want this for yourself, then I definitely encourage you to check into a refining suite, reach out to me, and let's talk about if House of Gold is a destination for your growth and success. Because it is. Your growth is our success. You become top priority. And we also create tailored courses for any situation you're in that you need support in, you need more help, you don't see a course in it anywhere online. We create that for you. So until then, you take care. Remember, the power you are is an abundant one. Become top priority, deliberately apply yourself, and watch how fast you get lucky.